We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
I did. Oh, whoa! Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blabs. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers. Oh, welcome out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com. And of course, most importantly, friends, SidescrollersPlus.com. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. It's been a strong Friday. We are here finishing strong. I'm Stuttering Craig. Good to see you guys. Got a big show for you guys. So much to talk about. Our run sheet's like 4 pages long. You got all the stuff we didn't get through throughout the week, and we're probably not going to get to it today, but we got a lot. So I'm glad you're with us today. Whenever you're going to be... whenever you're like, hey, it's time to go. No, it's not. Give us 5 more minutes, okay? 5 more minutes. Okay, Mom? Thanks. Hey, Blabs. Good to see you.
Oh, hi. Yeah, today is actually a very busy day full of lots of topics, but I find them all to be very interesting, so excited for this conversation.
Aside from this conversation?
No, excited.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Now get out of here, Craig. You're not interesting.
Right. That's right. That's right. Wouldn't be the first time today. It is the internet, and it is a day that ends with the letter Y. So, yes. Well, look, glad you're here, as always, Blabs.
Thank you.
You're
You
welcome.
too.
Joining us today on this wonderful Friday, without his camera, the illustrious, what do we call him?
Our
Rooftop
Korean.
Korean, Kangmin Lee. What's going on?
What's up? What's
Oh,
up?
he even changed it. I love it.
I did. I forgot who. There's someone in the reply
On Twitter.
section on Twitter who posted it. I loved it. The
It was
Studio
pretty good.
Ghibli version of the one of the iconic rooftop Korean pictures. So I just made it my picture. Hello, everyone. Hello, chat. I am so sorry. My camera is bugging out and it's not working. So we are probably better off honestly without seeing my ugly face. So you guys are good, but thanks for having me, guys. Excited to be here, and as always, so it's a pleasure.
Couldn't be more happy for you to be here, buddy. Even if it is just in picture form. So look, first and foremost, we have, like I said, busy day today. Glad you're with us today. We do have our big super chat goal with Montez. We're gonna get our Montez goal, and then Kangmin can actually pick that. Maybe you can, I don't know, pick one of the 8 options that we had today. So let's get to our 20 yellow supers today and get that knocked out. We'd also invite you guys to head over to SidescrollersPlus.com and check out the first debut episode of Nerd Duel, which, Kangmin, we need to get you on that, by the way. It's our new trivia show that we're launching next week over on YouTube. And we've recorded a couple episodes. You have episodes. You can watch the first one right now over at Side Scrollers Plus. So head over there and check it out if you haven't yet. We are currently sitting at a sweet where's my, there it is, 346 Side Scrollers Plus members right now. Head over there and check it out. Use promo code DUEL to check out the first episode of Nerd Duel for free and get a free month over there. So you can try out Plus for yourself and check out all the other good stuff we got going on over at Side Scrollers Plus. Blabs, I don't know if you know this, but next week's actually a pretty big week for us.
Why?
It's premiere week over on YouTube.
Oh, that. Okay, I thought something was happening. I'm like, are you going somewhere that I forgot about?
No. Next week, we're if Plus is not your thing, that's cool. You can find both episodes premiering our 2 new series, Blabs Versus and Nerd Duel. Blabs Versus will be premiering Tuesday at 2:00. That'll be a YouTube premiere, and then Nerd Duel will be premiering Tuesday at 2 p.m. Central Time. Pretty much right after the show, we will literally raid those episodes on YouTube. So you literally don't need to go anywhere. You can just stay right there. So 2:00 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's going to be our new release schedule content. So put that in the back of your mind. 2:00 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 2:00 Central. Blabs Versus on Tuesdays, and Nerd Duel on Thursdays, and then we'll have some weekend content for you guys as well. So, but first and foremost, we want to give those the best opportunity to succeed. So, starting next week, you actually won't see any clips of the show. You'll find those over on X and everywhere else. So,
I'm
at least
excited for the Blabs versus stuff for people to see that because it was really fun to film and it was fun to play for you guys. So I'm excited for you guys to react and
First
yell
episode.
at me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
listen,
women
people are
suck
gonna
at
go crazy.
gaming, so that should be fun.
What's that comment?
Oh, I was just saying I love women, so
Nice.
Announcing his sexuality here.
Right. Congratulations, they, them.
straight as a line.
Well, look, it's going to be a big week for us. Like I said, we're going to try to make it as easy as possible for you guys watching over on YouTube. Like I said, you can check out both those before they hit YouTube over on Plus. We encourage you guys to go check them out right now. Like I said, big day today. We always like to start the show with Today in Gaming History. So, Blabs, please fill us in on your picks for today.
Okie dokies, everybody. March 28th
Oh
is Jackie Chan Stuntmaster, released in 2000. And then we have a Kingdom Hearts very, very birthday. We have the Japanese release in 2002, and then Kingdom Hearts 2 releasing in 2006. So basically, it's Jackie Chan meets Kingdom Hearts today in gaming history, and you're all very welcome for that. Shout out.
Incredible.
Sup, how you doing?
Some
What?
notable games that you missed today, Blabs,
What?
include. Now, this is a deep cut for me and me only. 37 years ago in 1988, for the Nintendo Entertainment System, the Battle of Olympus launched. Now, that game means pretty much nothing to anybody else. It's more or less a Zelda 2 clone. But I played the shit out of that game as a kid. Loved that game. Battle of Olympus. Also, you missed today, Blabs. Bloody Roar, Primal Fury, 23 years ago for the GameCube. Obviously, Kingdom Hearts, that's a pretty damn big one right there. I'll give you that for sure.
Thank you. I mean, Jackie Chan, though. Do you know he can sing? I'm just blown away by this man sometimes. He can actually sing. Like, he was singing Mulan. Wow. That's cool.
Wow.
Fun fact.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2 also released today. So kind of a deal. Noticeable game you missed in 2006, which would not be released today, which should be released today. Rumble Roses XX. Now, if you don't know anything about that, I don't even know if I can show gameplay of this, but I'm going to because
XX makes me question.
Yeah, it's a wrestling game featuring the Rumble Roses.
It's wrestling. Okay.
Yeah, wrestling stuff. So
I don't know. Whenever someone says X, I'm kind of thinking,
it's like scantily clad little, like Japanese women in outfits. That's kind of what you're looking here, and they're wrestling. This is a thing. So this is definitely a product of its time, which today would be people like, you can't do
Incredible. This is just gooner bait.
Yeah, did I pick the right time to pick the gameplay right there?
wow.
There you go, internet. Do your thing.
Yeah, incredible.
So have fun.
That's a KO.
There we go. So just like fuck yeah. So there you go. Rumble Roses XX released today, many years ago, and 19 years ago in 2006. Also, WWE All Stars, which is one of my favorite wrestling games ever, was released for the PlayStation Portable 14 years ago in 2011. And 6 years ago, Yoshi's Crafted World was released for the Nintendo Switch. So there you go. Some noticeable games. Guys, did you have any memories of those games? Let us know in the chat. We would love to hear your thoughts on those games. Today, that one game that was it? Somebody was mentioned this week. They wanted to check out. Maybe it was Kara yesterday. That Inzol game. That game that was kind of like The Sims.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what Inzol?
Something like that. Yeah.
So that's being released today, and there's already a little bit of controversy. Did you see they added in the they them non-binary stuff?
Oh,
That was interesting.
I'm shocked.
Oh, shocker. Oh.
I know. Right. All right. Let's get into it, friends. But first, Bike Shorts came in and says, unpunctual and homosexual. Listen, I'm telling you right now, it says 11. We started like 11:05. That's part of the game. It's fun. Derek came in and says, where did you do your square ups? I tried to do them on YouTube, but I'm not good at square ups. And sometimes we just don't have an opportunity to get them. And I know that sucks, but just know we appreciate any and all support. Torgo says, AI Ghibli is basically free advertising for them. Dark Sith says, "Here's Blabs word of the day. People will
All right.
always fight
No,
change."
I gotta say it. Let's say it. People will always fight change. What are you doing? People always fight change. There'll always be troglodytes. Montez.
Thank you, Blabs.
Is that not how you say it? Troglodytes.
Troglodytes, yes.
Troglodytes.
Troglodytes. Good day, mate.
It says, "Bring back SGC. Put Blabs in a dunking booth." I do not anticipate bringing back SGC. I don't have a whole lot of interest in having an event that has like 15,000 people going to it. SGC was an event we did back at
No one's putting me in a dunking booth. That's what I'm upset about.
Have a little fun, Blabs. Have a little fun.
Put yourself in the dunking booth.
I've done a dunking booth before.
Well, you can stay in the dunking booth. I'll stay out of it. Yes.
Shadow Sand says, "Where is the Studio Ghibli Sydney Sweeney?" Oh, you know what? Maybe we can make that happen today. We'll see.
Oh dear.
But let me write that down really quick. Hold on. Let's see.
Sydney Sweeney, tits, Ghibli.
Sounds good. Maybe I'll do an entire thread about that over on X. The New York Giants fan came in. New home for Russell Wilson, by the way, those Giants. Says the joke of the day. Said, "Did you guys hear about the guy who's afraid of escalators? He takes steps to avoid them." Hey, bada bing. Let's go, New York Giants fan. What's the matter? Hey.
What are you, like Count Dracula or over there? Or like he's learning to count from like Sesame Street? One.
Missionary says Kingdom Hearts won't get you fired, but Jackie Chan is a no. A missing roar for GameCube is absolutely a fireable, actionable offense. Thank you.
Yeah. You're not even the HR here, Mercenary. I am. HR can't fire me. I am the HR.
Okay, you're telling yourself that. B. Barrett Games says, "Let's freaking go. I love Battle of Olympus. One of the best NES hidden gems. Let's go, B. Barrett." So I had a little story for you guys before we get started talking about all the insanity. You guys know that I play old man basketball, and I go up to a church on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I try to get some jumps in, get some running in, get some shots in, and try to stay in shape as best I possibly can.
Did you fall down?
I not only did fall down, I rolled the fuck out of my ankle last night. And here we are, friends. I am casted up.
No! Oh, he's doing the foot thing too! Free feet photos from Craig!
I can't wear shoes, Blabs.
Oh, you actually have crutches. Did you go to the ER and everything?
I actually have crutches, yes.
No wonder you were like kind of like late today. I was like, what's wrong with him? He's usually on time and stuff. Interesting.
I know. I got crutches and everything.
It's not been a good day, has it?
Hasn't started super strong.
Is it a sprain?
It's a pretty bad sprain. Yeah.
How long you stuck like that for?
This is an 8 to 10 week recovery.
Thing.
No Tesla driving for you.
No, I can know it. It'll drive for me. It's all right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. But wait, isn't it your right foot? Don't you have to be able to use your right foot anyway?
No, my left.
He hurt his left foot.
Oh, yeah. Did it? Okay. Never mind.
That's my
Mirrors.
left.
Okay. Well, listen, if you were driving a manual, you'd be fucked. So.
That's true, but I don't, so I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Anyways, pray for me, please. Thank you.
That actually sucks. Doesn't it like hurt though? Because you're supposed to keep it elevated, aren't you?
It's pulsing right now. It doesn't.
Why don't you put it elevated?
And there will be times today where I just need to step back and just do this and put my foot up. And I think I'll start right now.
Here's some good stuff for you. This is a good time to start working on your stretching and your flexibility because it's really important. That you can actually be able to have your leg on the desk and work at the same time.
I am crazy flexible. I don't think you realize.
I don't believe you.
Really? I can touch my toes right. I can touch my full palm to the ground.
That's so cute.
You're lying.
Yeah, I can't. I'm super flexible.
Wow.
Yeah. I can literally do like the Illuminati thing. Just like
I'm freaking Dalsum from Street Fighter over here with my
Right.
flexibility. All right, just saying.
Can you do a split? Can you put your head over your foot?
I can't
Or
do the
opposite.
split.
Put your foot over your head.
I can do that. Yes, I can do that.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. Listen, I think Craig is gonna start like OnlyFans or something. He's gonna be sticking his foot over his head and be like, "Ooh la la."
This is still that DDP stuff. This is that DDP yoga that got me super flexible. I mean, I was already flexible, but that helped.
So how did this happen?
What, last night?
Yeah, you say you rolled and everything. Like, what did you do?
No, I jumped trying to block a guy's shot, and I came down and my ankle twisted to the inside, and it rolled. I will say this. when I fell down last night, I legitimately felt that I had a compound fracture, meaning that I thought the bone left the skin.
Oof.
But that fortunately didn't happen. And I think the saving grace last night to the roll, because it was a brutal roll, because I felt my ankle like hit the ground.
Ooh.
Like the only saving grace was the that's true. That's true. The saving grace
It's
was
like
the
Robin
ankle
Hood.
guard. I was running an ankle guard last night. So that's like
That
the only thing-
is, you know, a plus.
yes.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah. I think I couldn't jump before. I used to be able to jump out the gym, and I in the same ankle I tore 2 ligaments, and now I rolled it. So I think I'm pretty much done moving for the rest of my life, which is really a shame. So bummer.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And I hope it gets better. I hope you're taking Advil and stuff.
Yeah, I probably should take a little bit more because it does hurt. But I'm gonna be hanging out like this. If you see my knee, it's because I got my foot up, trying to elevate it above my
This is a
heart.
good time for all the flexibility and stuff, so you don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, I'm super flexible and stuff.
I kind of don't believe you, to be honest.
Mhm.
Listen, I will show you one day, Blabs.
Stick your foot over your head. Go.
Do it right now.
Blabs, that foot is I can't lift that foot. It's the one that's bandaged up.
Yeah,
So
but you
you're
have 2 feet.
telling me what does your hips and all that have to do with your like?
What? Blabs, look, if you want to get weird about it, hold on here.
I'm not getting weird about it. I just don't believe that you're flexible whatsoever. You're like an old man.
Whoa.
I got it.
How's that, everybody?
Wow.
Yep. Screen grabbed and everything. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Blabs.
You're a little ballerina.
Little gymnast over here.
Get fucked.
All right.
Little
Social
Simone
media,
Biles.
here it goes.
Go ahead, go crazy. I
Yep,
ain't scared.
listen, I literally timestamped it. When you started talking, I was like, old man basketball story time, 12 minutes, 05 seconds. It is now turned red, meaning social media clip.
Great, do it. That's fine. You got hurt, big deal. It happens. And now here I am, super flexible. Ghost Rider says, I think the Proton Rider account, Twitter account, had the best take on people uploading the photos of Ghibli or Ghibli. By the way, how do we say that, chat? Ghibli? That's
There's
one thing.
only one right way to say it's Ghibli.
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 It feels more like OpenAI flexing on what they can do with all your data, not filling the AGI. Well, we'll get there. We'll talk to you about that very, very shortly. Ruddy says your NBA dreams are over, kid. I know. At some point, they got to go. Mercenary says, don't take Advil. It's bad for your kidneys.
Dude, every single drug is bad for you, but at least it helps. The pain.
This is interesting. Haven't seen this before. Time Patrol Trunk says, I've had a similar injury. My sports doctor recommended you wrap your ankle around a plastic bag or something waterproof with warm salt water. Huh.
Well, salt water is like that's supposed to be relaxing for your muscles, so that kind of makes sense.
Well, I'm not at the point to where I should be doing anything with warm right now. Everything should be cold. So I'm trying to keep the inflammation down. So
Yeah,
Anyway.
that helps with relaxing all the muscles, like warm water with salt and stuff inside of it. Yeah.
yeah, I got another day or so apparently with that. So, all right. So there's my story for the day. I'm glad you guys were with us. We had a lot to get to. So
I mean, it was great content, so thank you.
that's what we do.
Your demise is our like fortune here.
That's right. We're here raking it in. So, speaking of raking it in, let's hit our Montez goal today, and let's get you guys over at Side Scrollers Plus. I would love to add. I mentioned this earlier, by the way, and I didn't mention it, but it's on the sheet. Let's get to 350 today. That's our goal. We're at 346. If 4 of you will open up a new tab, use that promo code DUEL. Just try it out for free. That's it. That's all you got to do. Let's get that goal, and you guys will be rewarded watching Nerd Duel available for you right now. But with all that said, we got a lot to talk about, so let's talk about it. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Hard News. For some reason, my camera just decided to stop working in the middle of that.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's a StreamYards thing. Every time like I go off camera or whatever, it's not me. It's StreamYards. It keeps changing into like my OBS or Elgato. So
Yeah, it's weird.
just know it's not
Yeah.
us, people.
The liberals are like after us.
Those damn libs.
Those libs.
Fucking libs everywhere. There's
Lib
Anyways.
lords.
Here we go. Let's check this out. I can't think of anything more hard than a traffic report. We have a traffic report about a fire hydrant. So how do we make a traffic report about a fire hydrant look awesome? By making it look like a dude's taking a piss. Let's go.
It's pretty great.
Pretty good stuff. I appreciate this guy just owning it right here. Just
He's
like
just
not even moving.
slouching.
And they all know what's going on. He knows what's going on the entire time. Hell yeah, let's go. Way to own it.
I like it.
There's we probably should have put together a compilation of all the funny things that happen on the news. We see this happen all the time where some sort of green screen element hops in, and they maybe in the weather it looks like some weird cloud formation looks like the
pilots of a plane. It's holy fuck and all that stuff. Like their names are just misfortune.
Good stuff. That's like the one thing that the news is good for.
Yeah.
Bloopers. Yeah, it's bloopers at this point. Outside of propaganda, you get funny fire hydrants looking like pee-pee. There we go. Let's go to some good news. Not that wasn't super good news. This is quite interesting. Blabs, I want to see if you can find this GoFundMe because I want to see where this is at. But there was a video of a woman, not just a woman, an elderly woman, 81 years old. And she's a waitress. And she was trying to just make a living because she's trying to retire. 81-year-old waitress. Yikes. That sucks. But the good news about this is that while she was out here trying to make a living, somebody made note of it and they posted a GoFundMe. And in 13 hours, they raised over $115,000 for her, which is awesome. I mean, I
found it.
Yeah, what do we got?
I don't think I can pull it up. I feel like there's something showing my information or location, but I will say, so I found it and it's currently at $254,251 raised.
Wow.
Yeah, I did put in the private chat. I don't know if it's clear to go to post it, but yeah, their goal was 25K. So that's amazing.
Wow. Yeah, man, that's great. 10,000 people just donated. My son and I met Betty today. She is a waitress at a local restaurant in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She's 81 years old, and she thinks we think she deserves to retire. This is a GoFundMe to help her retire. Okay, so I'm interested in this for a couple reasons. And this may be a kind of a black pill take on this, but I like the story in theory. But did they ask Betty if she has any interest in retiring? Like maybe she likes to work. Maybe she doesn't want to retire. Maybe she wants to be a waitress. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there,
Yeah, that's true. Because like one thing that you talk to anyone who's pretty up there in age, like Craig, the one thing that's really hard for them is like after they retire, they feel like they have nothing to do.
True.
And I think as human beings, we are purpose-driven beings. And if we don't have like a goal or a purpose in mind for the day, we just kind of rot like a vegetable. And so I think, when older people, a lot of them do work not because they have to. A lot of them do it. Well, yeah, obviously a lot do because they have to, but some of them do it just because they want to. And so that's definitely something that I don't know. I didn't watch the video. Maybe she does want to retire, but I think when you're 81, you kind of do want to retire, except if you're Trump, you're crazy. You want to be the president of the United States again.
Right.
But my bigger black pill, I thought you were going to say like, oh, they're going to just like solicit these funds and take it for themselves. Cause like, who's keeping them accountable? Who's keeping them accountable? And this happens all the time on the internet. Like you have this like sob story or this heartfelt story. It's like, oh, that's so nice. And then is there any accountability? Is there any follow-up? And people just kind of donate in the spur of the moment, which is great. Very wholesome chungu internet moments. But where's it going? Is anyone gonna keep them accountable? I don't know. So that's what I'm scared of mostly.
I think there's a lot of truth to that for sure. We don't know who this person is, Tammy Conzier, right? And we don't even know who Betty is, right? Betty may be like a raging racist or something like that.
Yeah, it's kind of true. I wish there was more information available, but I also understand wanting to keep Betty's life private, right? She's just a 51-year-old civilian, as far as we are aware. She's just an innocent old lady. So I do understand wanting to keep it private, because then what if people try to take advantage of this woman? All of a sudden she has all this money and she doesn't know what to do with it, and maybe like her relatives will start harping at her, give me this, you know. So I kind of understand trying to keep her private too.
Blabs, this looks like this was taken off of like some sort of TikTok or something, right? Because we don't even see this lady's face. We don't know anything about her. She like, think about how vague this is.
Yeah.
She is a waitress at a local restaurant in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Like, is that the suburbs? What restaurant is it? You know, and given that the internet is what the internet is, you would think you'd be able to go in and like someone would
find more information. Yeah, I agree that there should be something more, but I also can understand trying to keep this lady private too.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. And it's just,
I do feel like they're definitely, for the amount of money being raised, and right, it's over $200,000. There definitely needs to be more transparency here. So I do understand that.
Yeah. Give it up for Franco D. Harris dropping $2,500.
Yeah, like for real, that's a lot of money. So like, I'm really hoping that this is just an honest, like helping out an old lady, and that's it. I really hope so.
Of course, we all hope that.
This is kind of like where you see the cons of the internet in this in terms of like, yeah, like it's good and it's great that we're all connected so we can help people out in need and things like that when they're like in a different state or even in a different country. But it's like, we have no idea who this person is. We have no idea who Tammy is, the person organizing it. Can we trust it? Can we not? And I think once our world starts to become so much larger, it actually, like, distrust is actually sown a lot deeper. And because of that, I think that's also a big part on why the culture war is so heated. Is people are so obsessed about what's going on in a different state or a different country, but they don't even know their next door neighbor.
Okay.
And that's like a big problem.
So I Googled.
So I have info. Yeah, I got some info.
Googled this lady, right? Or braved her. Says she's an lifestyle influencer and mother in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She gained attention for her TikTok video where she shared the story of an 81-year-old waitress named Betty. See if you can find this video, Blabs.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I did.
Oh, good. Let's
I found
see
everything.
Okay.
So this comes from the New York Post, actually. And so it says a little blurb, but then here's the actual video.
Okay. I'm intrigued now.
Play. Hello?
Baby.
Okay.
Avada Kedavra.
So the video's broken. Shout out. Let me see. Watch on TikTok. I don't have TikTok. I know what it is. Oh, it still works. Stop. Oh, hang on. Okay. We're working. I have to like validate myself. Okay, here we go.
Are you validated? Do you feel validated right now?
Well, it was like, are you AI? Like, you're human. It was making me do a puzzle, so I just had to do it real fast.
Well,
anyway,
I feel validated, Blabs.
Okay, here we go.
One video go viral. I hope it's this one because our server at Eaton Park is probably in her 70s. I'm here with my son and she can hardly walk. And we heard her tell the table next to us, because they asked why she was still working, that she only makes $910 a month on Social Security, and she has to still work because her bills exceed $910 a month. Any proceeds I get from this video and the TikTok Creator Rewards program, I will come back and give to her. I have $40 in my purse, so that's what I'm going to leave her for a tip.
Oh man, that's a
she should retire.
Why?
100%.
And she can hardly. Yeah. Thank you.
Have a great day. Be
This
safe
is
out
for
there.
you. We heard you say you can't retire yet,
I know.
so we gave you a little extra.
Thank you. No, I mean, I worked all my life and as a waitress and still can't retire.
I'm sorry. I feel so terrible. So does he. Yeah. How old are you? Oh, I shouldn't ask that. Sorry.
I'm 18. I'm 81.
Oh my goodness. You look great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I can still outdo these young whippersnappers. You take care now. Take care and enjoy life because it'll go by you fast.
Okay, TikTok.
And that's
Okay.
basically it. I like that she's like, oh, I'm 18. That was funny.
Look, that does change my perspective on things for sure. And I appreciate that more now for sure. It seems authentic. I appreciate that more now. See, then this is what you should do: is when you see something like this, it's okay to ask questions, at least,
Mhm.
you know, and then do your own research. Like I think that's something going back to this GoFundMe page, right? Like, I think that's awesome that it's there. Maybe she should include the.
Yeah, she definitely should
TikTok there.
include the TikTok video and like any articles or whatever, so people understand that it's real.
Okay, yeah, it is I've crossed over from skeptical to appreciative of this work here, and to hear that Betty wants to retire, that changes my perspective on things. So, well, good on her, and good
I just
on.
really hope the money does go to her. And also, I don't like GoFundMe. They canceled a lot of like conservatives and Christians.
Very biased.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's good for Betty and her $250,000. By the way, my mom just texted me and she says, "Hey, give it up for Craig's mom too." So maybe my mom will be starting.
Shout
out.
Let's go.
My mom's like, "Hey, will you start me a Give, Sit, and Go? I'd like to retire."
Let's do it. Let's start one for Craig's mom.
Oh my God. That's ridiculous. Blabs, you met my mom?
I did. I'm still waiting for either her email or like an address so I can write a nice little thank you note.
Oh,
I asked for it, remember?
You did. You should ask her. You should have asked her when you saw her, you know, and you gave her.
Well, I forgot about it at the time.
Okay. You were so enamored by my mom's aura.
Yes, that I forgot. Like, what's your email?
Oh, okay. What's your email, Mom?
Yeah.
All right, let's go and move on. I'll give it to
Oh my gosh, they've memed you, Craig, as Studio Ghibli in your splits.
Oh, good. I can't wait to see that. We'll bring that up then when we get to there. We'll get to that. Like, the Kangmin's only with us for an hour, so we'll need to get to that story. We'll do that here in just a second. But before we do, did you see this story, Kangmin? I'm curious your thoughts on this. Did you see that the CIA confirmed that the Ark of the Covenant is real and it exists?
I saw that.
Like, this is nuts.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a pretty damn big story that just kind of got swept under the rug.
Do you guys know what remote viewing is? I was looking at this article and I was like, they had remote viewers. So is it like sensors or like extra sensory perception or ESP?
Labs, see if you can figure this out. See what remote viewing is. But it says the CIA claimed to have confirmed the existence of the Ark of the Covenant by the way of remote viewing, aka extrasensory perception or ESP, alleging the mysterious and sacred object is guarded by, quote, entities with a, quote, unknown power and recently resurfaced declassified documents. In a remote viewing session on December 5th, 1988, remote viewer number 32 was tasked with identifying a target that, unbeknownst to them, ended up being the storied Ark of the Covenant, according to the document, which was declassified October 8th, 2000, and has been circulating on social media. So here is this right here, and we'll just kind of scroll down. You can see some of the things. And once again, it's on the internet. It must be true, right? So
Well, to answer your question, what remote viewing is, according to AI overview, remote viewing is the purported ability to perceive details of a distant or hidden location, event, or object without the use of conventional senses, often described as a form of extrasensory perception or ESP.
So what do they use to like?
How do they do that? Yeah.
Like,
I think this is one of those things where like they put you in a dark room and you're like, I don't know. I've certain heard things something about this. They put you in like a weird dark room or where the only thing you can do is focus on a certain spot. It's like one of those next level, your brain is unlocked and it takes you to the next, this spot in the world or wherever it is you want to be. And I don't know how this all works, but
Chat says LSD.
Yeah, right. A lot of drugs, right? Says target is in a container. The target has another container inside of it. The target is fashioned in wood, gold, and silver. The target is similar in shape to a coffin and is decorated with a seraphim. The target is located somewhere in the Middle East, as the language spoken by individuals presented seem to be Arabic. Visuals by surrounding buildings indicate the presence of mosque domes. Individuals in the area were clothed in virtually all white, had black hair and dark eyes. One figure I homed in on wore a mustache. The target is hidden underground, dark and wet. Were all aspects of the location of the target. The purpose of the target is to bring a people together. It has something to do with ceremony, memory, homage, the resurrection. There is an aspect of spirituality, information, lessons, and historical knowledge far beyond what we know. The target is protected by entities and can only be opened by those who are authorized to do so. This container will not and cannot be opened until the time is deemed correct. Once it is time to open the container, the mechanics of the lock system will be found to be fairly simple. Individuals opening the container by prying or striking or destroying by the container's protectors through the use of a power unknown to us. Oh, they're
That's
destroyed.
crazy.
People are destroyed. So
That's actually insane.
this sounds like a script from Indiana Jones.
It really does. But
Yeah.
it's almost kind of accurate to, if you read the Old Testament in the Bible, what happens when God doesn't accept someone, because basically with the Ark of the Covenant, it contains the stone tablets of the 10 Commandments. And in the Old Testament, that's where God's presence dwelled. And so only the high priest and, select people in the Israelites could actually even approach it. And if people were to try to approach it with like being uncleaned by, like, if you're uncleaned under Mosaic law and you tried to approach it or touch it, you were like killed on the spot. And so it's kind of like very similar to what you read in the Old Testament about the Ark of the Covenant.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's just like really interesting that like official CIA documents are writing that too. I'm like curious, where is this?
Yeah.
Like, where in the Middle East is it? Like, who is still like, because I don't know if it's the Ark of the Covenant, but it does sound like it could be. It's just we've lost records of it. After the destruction of the first temple, but I'm just like really curious, like where this is.
I think so. There's multiple layers to this, right? Number one, you have to believe that that the Ark of the Covenant existed, right? First, you have to be a believer, right?
Right.
Second, you have to believe in this extra sensory perception, the ESP side of things, and that level. So there's multiple layers of depth to this. But it is. This is one of those stories that you go, okay, it's interesting to think about, right? I think that there is, I think that we're ants, right? In this whole experiment that we have going on over here, and you just do your best with your family while you're here, but to think that there is some sort of unknown power or entity that's guarding it, and as soon as you try to open it, you're just decimated into oblivion. Because you're not right or you're not pure or whatever it is. I mean, it's a great story at the end of the day, and it's really interesting to think about to me. So I'm with you on that, Kangmin. I think it's really fascinating.
But then it's like, as a Christian, it's like Christians, we believe that because of Jesus's life, death, burial, and resurrection, like God's presence dwells with us now, and so what made us unclean, we are made now clean through Jesus Christ. And so that probably wouldn't really happen anymore. But I'm just shocked that like maybe the Ark of the Covenant can still exist. I don't know. It's just a lot of doubts here. I don't really trust the CIA all that much anyways, but lots of layers, like you said.
Thanks.
I'm gonna be real. Every time someone says the word covenant, I just think Halo. So the entire time I was like, oh,
bringing it back to game.
I was like, what, Halo?
All right, awesome. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this. If you guys think this is legit, and obviously there's multiple layers here. And I saw somebody say like L take Craig. It's like, yeah, the day ends in Y, right? Congratulations. I have L takes every day, all the time, right? But that's fine. And you're always right, by the way. Marmalin with the 10 says Jackie Chan's stunt master was amazing. Good job, Blabs.
Thank you.
Craig, that joke from Crap Tube was lame. Here's a better one. Okay, thank you, Mighty. He says, there's a Mexican, Venezuelan, and a Haitian in a car. Who's driving? Hey, thanks, Mighty. Jiggly Saint says 10 years ago, I had a compound fracture on my left ankle. I couldn't walk for 6 months, had to use a wheelchair, and had to live in a nursing home, but I got better. Wow. I'm glad that didn't happen to me. Sorry, Jiggly Saint. That sucks. Give it up for Bicentennial Man, who came in as a brand new Plus member over at Side Scrollers Plus. Genuinely appreciate that, Bicentennial Man. You get to go check out Nerd Duel before it's released, Blabs Versus before it's released over on YouTube, and you just support us, and we appreciate that. So thank you very much. Ruddy says, donate to Craig's mom and her disabled son. Thank you. Montana Mosier says, there was
Sorry,
more.
that's really funny. He just got called disabled.
It's a joke. You see, it's a joke.
I know, but it's funny.
It's like me calling you a retard. Blabs the retard. No,
You think it's a joke? What?
It's a joke. See? Montana Mosier says, there was more of a question of where the arc is than if it's real. Thank you, Montana Mosier. Flying Dutchman says, my favorite movies is the men who stare at goats. Yeah, that was a pretty. And that's the movie that I'm thinking about. That's where they do that ESP stuff. That's one of the main themes of that. Mercenary says there are angels. Those entities are angels, and those viewers got lucky. Thank you. Dan says the Ark of the Covenant is real. What's next? The Holy Grail? Yeah. Dirtus King says Project Northwoods is what this is talking about. The CIA astral projects to spy on people. What if all of this covered this spook stuff in detail? The Ark being known about is kind of a thing the CIA would do. Thanks, Dirtus King. I'm not familiar with that YouTube channel. Maybe I'll check that out. What if all of this? That's nice. Cool. Marius says confirming something's existence by way of remote viewing is basically the same as a psychic medium claiming to talk about the dead. Talk to the dead. Kratos.
See, that's what we should do. Like, it's been on our like list of potential roundtables and all that, but like having psychics and mediums and stuff on and just discussing like their experiences, as they say, would be really interesting.
Oh man, I'm fascinated by psychics.
Yeah, no, some of them are quite interesting. So
Yeah. Kratos came in and says the real story here is that the CIA was messing with real psychics since the 80s. Real psychics. Do you guys feel like they're the guys on the side of the road who are going to read your palm and tell you your future and all this stuff? Yeah. But do you actually feel like there's people that can communicate with like a next plane? And not like not like a plane talk, Blabs. Like
thank you. The beyond. Yeah, maybe I'd say.
Yeah, no,
I will never say no.
I think a lot of people are scammers, but I think actually like because I believe in the spiritual realm. I believe that there are people who can who have giftings, but maybe also make pacts with demonic spirits and stuff like that.
The devil.
Yeah, so scary stuff.
Everyone's talking about The Mentalist, and I'm like, yeah, I love that show. It was a good one back in the day.
Oh my god. Hey, give it up for the Frostback who became a Plus member. Let's stinking go. Love to see that, guys. Thank you very much. Use promo code DUEL. Get a free month over there. Really appreciate that. Thanks so much, Frostback. Let's stinking go. Scrap Gamer gifted a membership to the channel. We appreciate that very much. And if you guys got gifted that membership, make sure you say thank you very much. Thanks, Scrap Gamer. And Potato Radio says Minute Stare Goats was based on Project Stargate / First Earth Battalion. It was a response to Soviets killing kittens with subs because they thought we had a project. We didn't, but I had to start one. Oh, yeah. I need to go back and watch that movie. It's been a little bit since I've seen that, but good stuff. All right. Let's see. We got you for another 15 minutes or Kangmin. So I want to get into this Studio Ghibli thing.
Ghibli.
That's what I said. I said that.
But apparently Ghibli comes from the Italian word for a hot, dry wind. And in Italian, it's pronounced Ghibli.
Okay.
But in Japanese, they say Ghibli. So if we're talking about the studio, we should say Ghibli.
All right. Well, Blabs.
Hi.
Guide us.
Okay, so, well, first of all, let me just share this wonderful, wonderful meme of the internet as they just giveth today and we taketh. So, I think it's pretty amazing. I love the restroom sign too.
What is going on with his foot? It looks like a melting candle wax. And then what is his hand?
I appreciate that I'm giving a number 1 instead of the middle
finger. The middle finger. It's censored for Studio Ghibli, for children, I guess. So basically, I don't know if people who are not on Twitter, you will not know this, or X, gonna give it to you. Basically, there's a new filter from Grok, and it's basically the Studio Ghibli filter where you'd be like, draw me as a Studio Ghibli character. And like Grok will do its best to make you as, looks like you're just straight out of Studio Ghibli. Now, the problem is a lot of controversy has come from this, where most people are taking this as a meme and just having fun with it. There are actually people mad about it, and I will say I kind of understand their perspective here. So the very first person I actually wanted to discuss was Zelda Williams. If you don't know, Zelda Williams is the late, great Robin Williams' daughter, Zelda. I'll share what she has to say. This was, I'm assuming, from her Instagram, her story. It says here, people are gleefully sharing Studio Ghibli-style AI memes and photos as though the man himself wouldn't absolutely despise the technological piracy and negative effects on our environment. Anyway, go watch Princess Mononoke in theaters tonight and fuck AI. She then proceeds to continue with, the amount of get used to it, it's fun, stop whining, that I see in response to anti-AI sentiments is wild. I can't stop you from using the stupid, water-wasting, shitty, fashionable machines in the same way you can't stop me from talking about how deeply empty life will become if art or knowledge to a machine because some people don't like the effort of learning, whether that's an artistic skill or homework in school. Lazy just doesn't affect the body, it rots the mind.
Okay. Kind of took it to the extreme there, but all
A
right.
little bit. Yeah. So initial thoughts on that, Kangmin?
I think she's right to a certain extent, but I think because I'm pretty anti-AI myself, like as a general, I guess, starting point. But the reason why this kind of stuff really takes off, and a lot of liberals don't understand this, even though they're virulently anti-AI, is because the art today is so bland, dull, and lifeless. And they don't see that. They start screaming about how AI is taking over jobs. You don't want AI to take over jobs. But then what are the jobs? What are the products? What are the films and the shows and the music? What are the things that they're putting out? It's garbage today. It's absolute garbage. So then when you have AI renditions and versions of regular like photos people take and then make a Studio Ghibli version that has more life, more spunk, more color than most art and movies and things coming out and animations coming out today. So then you can't blame people for being attracted to AI when AI is producing a lot more, I guess, colorful and fun and I guess punch not the right, like punchy. I guess punchy.
You mean
right
like
word.
soulful?
Yeah, just soulful, like things that are full of life and soul, and like makes you when you look at it, like you feel good. Like AI is doing that much better than most liberals because what liberals do is they can't really create, right? And they take what's already established and they distort it and they shove their left wing propaganda into it.
Well, I would say the
And-
modern day lefty, right? The old school, they were able to make cinema. I mean,
Well, yeah,
George
absolutely.
Lucas, for
Yes,
example, right?
100%. But today it's so
Yeah, the
like
modern.
the leftists are just they've gone completely insane, and that's what they leave out, and that's what people I think like Zelda Williams probably they don't understand. Like people like Rachel Zegler, for example, she's all about no AI, no AI, but then look at what is she doing with her acting, the things that she's in. What is the slop that all these multi-billion-dollar studios are putting out? It's all garbage. And so that's the thing that people are missing. And so if you want people to be attracted to good art again, just make good art.
I mean, I will agree that there are some animes that are shit, but I've also been watching like a lot of anime recently, and I find like they're new, right? They're releasing on Crunchyroll every week. They're brand new. I've actually really enjoyed them. I thought they were full of soul and beautiful. So I will disagree with you on that section. I think that mostly applies to the Western stuff that's being created today. That's very soulful. I should say
That's why East Asian entertainment is taking over like crazy. Like the number one anime right now is Solo Leveling, which is a Korean webtoon, which is adapted by Japanese animation studio A1. But it's so full of life. It's fresh. It's new. It's creative. It's fun. It's engaging. And that's why like all this new AI version, like people do give me an AI version of like they put into AI. They don't say, oh, give me like a DC comic version of me anymore. Like they don't really do that. They do JoJo Bizarre's Adventure version or a Studio Ghibli version. And that's kind of like what you start to realize. Like I totally agree with you. That's why like East Asian entertainment, art, video games are taking off while Western ones are dying.
Well, to continue on this conversation, the actual founder of Studio Ghibli has made a statement about it and also kind of fuels to why people are getting really mad about this. So here we go.
極めて不愉快ですよね。そんなに気持ち悪いものをやりたいなら勝手にやってればいいだけで、僕はこれを自分たちの仕事をつなげたいとは全然思いません。極めて何か生命に対する侮辱を感じます。
Hold on, pause it.
So he's basically saying, I feel like this is an insult to life itself.
Insult to life itself.
Yes.
Wow. That's the statement about this AI stuff. That's what he's
This
talking about.
is the founder, yes, and he's talking about he's the early discussion. So I will actually, I'll just read the subtitles in case someone's just listening.
Real quick, what's his name?
His name is Hayao Miyazaki.
I don't, but I think that's out of context. I don't think he's talking about AI. I think he's talking about like probably a CGI zombie or something like that, if I recall.
I don't know.
correctly.
I've been seeing a lot of people saying that this man has been really upset about the Studio Ghibli and AI filters.
Yeah, I think he was talking about CGI. He wasn't talking about AI.
He's saying AI in general is an insult. Okay, so I found it. This is from yesterday, and he's saying it's an insult to life itself, and that's in relations to AI. But I mean, it still counts because this stuff is AI filters.
So because this video is really old too, I think. This
Is it? Okay, well, I've
really
been bamboozled. But I mean, it still counts because he still hates AI, right? That's what he's thinking of it.
Yeah.
But I did go and went to George Alexopoulos, who is obviously an artist.
Yep.
He's been on the show before with the whole AI.
Very passionate.
Yeah, he's been on the show before with the AI roundtable, and he's very much against AI. And he had this to say, and I'll zoom in for you guys. He says, we would like to build a machine that can draw pictures like humans do. Unfortunate that so many people don't understand what art is, but it can't be helped. Human stupidity is a force of nature. It would be like getting mad at rain. And then he also continues and says, as art continues to die, let's not wonder why movies, games, comics, music, etc. are getting worse every year. It's dying because we don't value art. Audiences love slop and deserve to have it. I don't feel like he's wrong there.
Okay. I'm going to say something that is probably going to piss George off, and and really everybody who's so feverishly against this. It's a fucking meme.
It is, yes.
Like, really? This is what we're getting upset about? It's a fucking meme. Just relax and chill out and just enjoy it. I get that you can draw straighter lines or it creates. I listen. I totally get that. But can we not just have some fun with this and be like, oh, look at how funny I look if I was drawn this way? Like, nobody's saying we're going to make full animations out of this stuff, but like, it's fun to see this stuff. We're just having fun here, All right? Right? Maybe? Or is it like, no, this is the beginning of the end? Because that's what it feels like these people are saying.
I think they're seen as like a trickle down effect, right? So like it's just for memes, right? And I totally agree. I've used it too. I was just curious to see what I would look like as a meme. I'm not claiming to be like an artist. I'm not claiming the material, none of that stuff. I was just curious. If I want to get something done, like I actually buy prints and paintings and sketches. Right behind me is one-on-ones like from a real artist, right? So I'm not against them, right? Yes. But I feel like he's probably seeing this as a trickle-down effect. Like if we keep doing this, we're not gonna have like real art anymore. People are not gonna appreciate real art anymore. They're not gonna know what real art is anymore. And I can kind of see that.
I think because the argument is always like, oh, we've always used technology and new technology to help with our art, right? For example, think about Photoshop or Lightroom helping with your photos. So it's not just straight out of camera anymore. Like you get to edit it. If there's any imperfections, you can blur it out, things like that. But I think the difference with AI is that AI is literally doing everything for you. There is no like starting point. There is no creativity in how you create the art piece itself. It's just you give it a prompt, tell it what to do, and it'll do it for you. And I think for me, I'm not so feverishly anti-AI. I think it's okay. And I think we live in a time where it's inevitable. And the distinction between people are going to just be basically in the future, people who know how to leverage and use AI versus people who don't. And that's just a reality and we can't stop it. But I do see the concern, and I am concerned about this as well, as we rely too much on technology and too much on AI and machines to do everything for us when it comes to art, when it comes to music, when it comes to everyday living, we'll get dumber and dumber, and our creativity, I think, will get duller. And so that is my biggest concern. But I'm not as passionately anti-AI as George. I just think that there are some components of human living that I think AI takes away from. For example, I want to maximize human interaction as much as possible. Maybe because I'm just an extrovert, but I just think healthy human interaction every day in community is really healthy for people. But I think, for example, when you have just kiosks at McDonald's and have no workers whatsoever greeting you or talking to you, I think that actually hurts the human soul and actually corrodes it.
I agree with that.
So
Yes.
those are the things I'm concerned about for AI. But I think honestly, if AI takes over voice actors' jobs and those voice actors are literally spitting on the original work and they're telling fans to like F off, you racist pieces of crap, right? I'm like, you know what? Screw you. You deserve to be replaced.
Well, okay. And like I said, I don't think any. I highlighted that I don't think anybody looks at this as art. It just looks like it's like a game, right? That's what we're doing here. We're just, oh, it's cute, it's fun, right? It's like taking paint and just throwing it on a canvas. But some people go, well, that's art, and other people go like, what the fuck? That's not art. You know what I mean? Like that's. I think people are really overthinking this, and I do understand the idea of the slippery slope. Believe me, I understand the idea of the slippery
Yeah,
slope.
we all do, I think, at this point.
And right. And I'm speaking as somebody whose father was and is an artist. They literally create for a living. I create for a living, right? He creates for a living, except he was a commercial illustrator for his career. That's what he did. So I have the utmost respect for artists, but I look at AI and not specifically the Studio Ghibli stuff that we're talking about here, but I look at AI as a tool, right? You can either use the hammer or not use the hammer. And how good of a hammer, how good are you at using that hammer or the saw or whatever? It's another tool to help you grow and advance. And if you don't use it, someone's going to make those houses a lot quicker than you. You know what I mean? Yes, you can do it the Amish way. You can, absolutely. Or you could do it, you can actually go in and use those power tools if you want. You know what I mean? And I'm of the mindset that yes, you will be left behind if you don't leverage AI.
That's just the reality,
Right. And in an instance like this, I just think people are overthinking it.
Well, there's another layer to this that I wanted to discuss. So this is actually ties in with Assassin's Creed Shadows, where they,
my favorite game.
Yes, your favorite game. So they shit on Japanese culture in that. So now people are equating using the Studio Ghibli filter is kind of like shitting on Japanese culture as well, because that was created by the Japanese. So it's like, well, one thing is okay, but not the other thing. And how do we go from there?
But the thing is, it's like, there have been like Black Samurai before, and the Japanese have never been pissed about that. They've actually appreciated. They're like, oh, like you respect and you like our culture so much and our people and our history so much that you want to adapt it to yourself. Fine. But the biggest problem the Japanese had was that they claimed that Yasuke was the first Black Samurai, and they were rewriting their history. And that is blatant disrespect, right? So that was very different. I think I don't know. I obviously you're gonna have a mixed bag when it comes to people and the Japanese when it comes to the Studio Ghibli memes. I think they're all okay with it. I don't think they're really that.
I think if you're using it with respect, I'm hoping that the Japanese are okay with everyone using the Studio Ghibli filters, and they're not taking offense to it. But there is a point in that, right? Like that. If this is okay, this is not okay for Assassin's Creed Shadows, then maybe using all these filters of Studio Ghibli and stealing, Studio Ghibli's like layout and format is also kind of a disservice.
Yeah, but
I can see that.
Yeah, but it's comparing apples to oranges at that point, I think, because it's very different. Because the claim was, oh yeah, Thomas Lockley's correct. Yasuke was actual Black Samurai, and he was like legit. But the Japanese like, no, they like totally made that up, and it was a total foreigner who made that up.
You're muted, but yeah.
Can I go to? Sorry, I was talking to myself, pondering life. More importantly, creating imagery of everybody in Studio Ghibli form, and I wanted to make sure that this gets shared because, hey, guess what? It's fun. And I saw this, and I was like, this is how I see it as well. AI art is basically the same as doodles. Going to ban doodles now, right? Like, it's just
no one's calling for banning, by the way.
Yeah,
just stating that.
Nesnick says artists tend to be pretty elitist or stuck up just because they can draw, and not everyone would want to pay potentially high prices for a commission. I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, like I said, for me, this is just like a fun little thing, and maybe I'm underthinking it, you know. But I did want to, you know, I went in and I saw the trend, and I made some AI renditions of us, and I posted one of them over on the Side Strollers podcast X. So there's this one of me right here, and then there's
You look like a child.
Yep, and there's Blabs.
And I look like your mom.
Oh, Blabs,
Did you guys put that in Grok?
Yes,
Yeah.
this one's in Grok.
Yeah, Grok is awful with that. I tried it in Grok too, but ChatGPT
Yeah.
is a lot better.
Yeah, and I'm actually going to show you examples of that here in just a second. You were not happy about this, but by the way, Blabs, this is actually, I took this from a real picture of you, and
Yeah, but my hair is not straight.
well,
Yeah.
but in the picture it looks straight, so you were like, yeah. So you made that, and you said that looks more like it, huh?
A little bit, yeah, it's a lot better.
That's definitely from ChatGPT, huh?
And while you don't see him today, this is Kangmin, and
Wow, that's actually
Yo, send me that way. I need that. That's actually legit. I love that.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah.
I want to change my profile picture to it. Sorry, George.
Okay.
Sorry, George.
Kangmin's going
AI is
shopping.
awesome. I love AI. It's great.
I love AI now.
And we had Carolyn on yesterday, so I decided to make
Oh,
Kara.
that's sweet. That looks kind of like her.
Everyone loves Kirsha, and this was a Chat GPT. I'm sorry, this is a Grok one, and I got to be honest, this one kind of sucks.
Yeah,
But,
Grok one sucks.
There's the
She looks like
Kirsha
she's
one.
got a little bit of the downs.
A little bit of the down right here. Sorry, Kirsha.
Yeah,
Oh
this one looks
no.
great.
The chat asked about Sydney Sweeney, so I said, hey, let's do Sydney Sweeney. Now this is the Grok version here, right there.
Look at her eyes. She's like
She
twitching.
just looks like a Barbie in like Studio Ghibli format.
Yeah. And once again, going back to the original photo, and here's the Chat GPT version of it right here, which is
They
much.
shrunk her boobs.
Yeah, she does look a little smaller for sure.
Blasphemy.
And this, you mentioned the studio, which, hey, we're about to go into sacrilegious territory here with the Studio Ghibli founder. He was like, I hate it. So naturally, I took the picture over there on the right and I put it into Chat GPT and made it. And it looks fucking awesome.
It looks awesome.
It's just so sad though, because like I saw this little clip from one of the Studio Ghibli movies that like one specific scene took like a year to illustrate.
Yeah, the crowd scene, right?
Yeah, exactly
Yeah.
that one. I can't find it right now, but yeah, it's just like these things, they matter. Like people put so much passion and time into it, and then like AI is like, look what I can do in 3 seconds.
3
and
seconds, yeah.
And it's honestly, I don't like it. Like I like the memes. I think it's fun to see yourself in some other thing because that's what people do want to see. It's like, oh, what do I look like as a Pixar character today, you know? But I also really do understand the artists that they're so
like
talented.
Yeah, but there's one made by Sora, like OpenAI Sora, where they had Lord of the Rings trailer in Studio Ghibli version, and it looked great. It looked great, and I was just like, man, like AI in a few years, AI is gonna be almost indistinguishable from animators.
I
it's kinda
really
scary.
don't know how people can solve this AI problem. There's no avoiding it.
You can't.
It's here, man. It is, and I don't really know what to do.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta bounce, folks.
Yeah,
Hey,
thank you, Kangmin, for being
Thanks
here.
for hanging with us today, buddy. Appreciate you.
Of course, always
Yeah.
a pleasure.
We'll put Kongman's
Links are down below.
down below. Hey, I'll DM you that picture here in just a little bit, okay, buddy?
Yes, sir. All right, take it easy, everyone. God bless.
All right, see you, buddy.
Thanks,
All right, have a great
Kangmin.
weekend. Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right, see you, buddy. You guys are obviously super passionate about this. By the way, if it looks like I'm far away, it's because I am. I'm nursing my foot right there. It's elevated. Can't put it above my heart today, but yes, if you're just joining, I sprained my ankle pretty bad last night.
Old man syndrome.
Yes, old man, like the 5-year-olds who go out and sprain their ankles. Everybody sprains their ankle.
I've
Brian.
never sprained my ankle.
You are the exception.
I've literally never broken a bone, and I've had like the tumbles.
Neither have I. I've never broken a bone either, but I've got. You know what? No, I have. I've broken my pinky. You can see my pinky. That's about as straight as it gets.
This about as straight as you are. Ah!
Hey, there you go, Bob. Hey, let it go. She's on fire today, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, here we go. Okay, we do have a lot more of the show to go, so
Yeah.
stay with us. But we see a lot of your input here about this topic. So let's go and get to this. Let's start with Ghost of Pinochet right here. And Blabs, why don't you read these as I'm pretty far away from the screen?
Okay. Woman prattle, virtue signal, faux outrage, woman prattle, Zelda Williams. As far from similar to her father as she can get. Robin has sense of humor. She's just bitter, sad. I mean, to her defense, though, she did have a horrific loss in her life that maybe changed the way she perceives things. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to defend her or anything, but it is true. I mean, her dad killed himself in the public light, you know?
Well, I mean, but everybody deals with loss.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, but maybe that's why she's very bitter, you know? I'm not defending her. I'm not excusing her behaviors or anything. I'm just saying I can kind of understand.
Or she's just fucking psycho.
Well, that too.
Yeah,
she is
or-
a baby, so like,
Yeah.
you know. I don't even know where you are on StreamYard, like on the chats. I can't find it anymore, so I can't hide it anyway. Gear says Montez, now mankind in life insulted themselves. People will use AI to create art when they found out from the others. Grab a pencil and learn some pencil spinning while drawing waifus. Thank you very much, Gear.
Speaking of Montez, we did hit our Montez goal today, and Kangmin left before we have an opportunity. So guess who gets to pick, Blabs?
Do I?
Me.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. You do. What would you like to do, Blabs, today?
Oh, you know which one I want.
Then pick it.
Oh, I have to do that too. I'm doing like 5 things right now. Okay, where's Mario when you need him? Hello? Okay.
Bitch!
Let's think and go.
Yeah, I like
Nice
that
job.
one.
Thank you guys very much. I'll put a new Montez goal up. We'll go 10, and we'll half it. Go to 10, and maybe we'll finish up there. Once again, let's get to our goal today with Plus members. Let's do that. It's a Friday. Make today the day. Use that free code DUAL and to get a free month over there. If you want to support annually, even better. You guys can get a third of the year for absolutely free. It supports us in a great way, and you can use promo code YouTube. You can use promo code. We had a bunch of promo codes, and so just use YouTube. It'll work just fine. So, all right. What else, Blabs?
Okay, so I'm multitasking with Plus right now. Okay, Bentley for 10 says, speak of hot, dry wind, I wonder if Kangmin knows what Fong Pei means in Cantonese. It means fart. On a serious note, we have opening day in LS baseball. Hashtag Montez.
Thanks, Bentley.
Marlon says, no movies, games are dying because of people stopped creating and started to dive into activism over creation. Yeah, there's basically like the old school lefties who could actually make beautiful art in movies, George Lucas, Spielberg, J.K. Rowling, all that stuff, right? And now you have the new ones that are like closeted commies, basically, and they can't make art. Hypernaut says, use AI and fix your foot, Craig. And maybe it means fix.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. I actually did use ChatGPT to help diagnose my foot last night because I heard it last night.
You didn't go to the ER or anything?
It was 11 o'clock at night.
So the ER is open.
Well, what I did was I took a picture of it. I said, "Hey, here's what it looked," and it was like super.
Hang on, so who wrapped up your ankle?
Last night or this morning?
Well, whatever it is now.
Well, everyone was asleep last night. So
no, but who
wrapped
up your ankle?
This morning, me.
You haven't gotten that scene, and you wrapped it up unprofessionally.
No, I took a picture of it too, and I asked if it was good, and they said yes.
Never wrap your own ankle if you don't know how to wrap your ankle. You could actually hurt yourself, you know.
I wrap my ankle good. I've wrapped my ankle many times, Blabs.
And this is why you are the way you are now. So you see what I'm saying? Go see a professional next time and wrap it up properly. Otherwise, you go. Now look at your pinky. See what I'm saying? Like you didn't have that straightened out.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Raphael came in says, if I want to watch a Ghibli movie, guess what I'll do, guys? Probably head to the high seas, maybe. Black Cat 7 says, you realize this stuff is what they give to the public. There's better stuff out there that's being used in gaming / movies already, and you can't tell. Artists use AI already. Being a Luddite won't stop it. Yeah, that's true. And there's way better technology that we do not know about. We all understand that. Kratos says, I love Miyazaki Ghibli movies, but how dare he use digital tools and outsource parts of the animation instead of hand-drawn each frame himself. He should learn to be creative instead of being lazy. Yes. Okay. So that's okay. Like that Kratos, great point. And when people went from putting pen to paper to pen in the iPad or pen on Photoshop, and then they all of a sudden copied the circles instead of doing the circles themselves or whatever, right? Are you using a tool? Is that removing the artistry of it, right? Like this is the slippery slope we talked about, right? Good stuff right there. Bullet Shepherd says that clip of Miyazaki isn't about the current AI picks. It's from 2008. Miyazaki is a pretentious contrarian who hates anime anyways. He's the Japanese Alan Moore.
So yeah, I've been bamboozled. I acknowledge it. I thought that was relatively new, but it's still about AI. So it is relevant to the conversation.
Dirth Mick says, I read history and every objection everyone says about AI was said about the printing press. It does all the work for you. It will ruin creativity, all of it. How did that work out? Pretty good. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Henry Davis says, ankle stuff sucks. In high school, I closed out on a shooter and rolled my ankle bad in the first half, wrapped it up and dropped 18 in the second half. Suck it up, Craig. Kidding, rolled. Henry, let's go. Way to drop that 18. I can see you just dropping bombs over there, baby. Letting it rain. Thank you, Henry, for that $20 super. Ministry of Wrong Thing says too many military, government, corporate applications for AI for it to ever go away. Even if it were 100% outlawed in the U.S., China and other countries would take advantage. It's a new arms race. Kratos came back, says if Miyazaki used AI tools to realize his vision, he would complete it in a fraction of the time with a fraction of the manpower. Everybody knows he's the core of what makes those films great anyways. Hoopa Lulu says, I see AI art as an opportunity to get back into traditional art using the robot start until the robots start coming. Lol, love y'all. Thank you so much, Hoopa. And Stay at Home Hippo came in and says the sad part about is that corpos will use AI to save money, like Wizards of the Coast using AI art, nobody artists in D&D books and Magic the Gathering cards instead of paying fantasy artists like Larry Elmore. His art kicks ass. Thank you, Hippo. Appreciate that. All right, we do see all your super chats and direct donations. We'll read every single one of them throughout the show. But let's go and continue to move on with today's topic. And this was pretty interesting. Blabs, you put this in the run sheet, and you were like, "Hey, we got to read this whole thing." So I'm going to let you read this whole thing, but I want to give you a starting point here because on the surface, it's the title pretty much tells you what you need to know, but there's a little bit more to it.
Yeah,
and this is interesting.
It is.
This is from Deadline. Inside YouTube's weird world of fake movie trailers and how studios are secretly cashing in on the AI-fueled videos. Mm-hmm. Now, the preface here is that talks about how there's tons of AI fake bogus movie teasers, and they're super fun to watch. But these studios are not filing copyright on them. Instead, they are just talking with YouTube and funneling the money that would have gone to the creators and funneling it directly to the studios. Is that pretty much the premise there, Blabs?
Sort of. I mean, first of all, I hear myself. It's gone now. If you scroll back up, there's like a whole section that was pretty interesting to discuss. A little bit more. Yeah, it's like in the beginning. So like that whole section, yeah. So basically there. So instead of enforcing copyright on counterfeit like commercials and all, they're basically getting like the rev sharing from what I understand, where like they still get paid off of it, which is ironic because it's not their stuff, so to speak. It's fake, right? It's not their IP, like their footage and all that. It's rendered fake. It's like a deep fake and all, and somehow they're still getting the money from it. So I find it very intriguing, to be honest. But I'm just gonna start like after it says in the beginning. It says people have been posting fake trailers since the dawn of YouTube in 2005. One of the earliest examples to go viral was an imagined Titanic sequel in which Leonardo DiCaprio's Jack Dawson is discovered in a block of ice under the ocean and is brought back to life in contemporary New York. It sounds like Captain America. All set to a thumping dance remix of Celine Dion's My Heart Will Go On. The trailer was updated in 2018 by VJ for Roar R2, an Australian YouTuber who is considered to be one of the godfathers of the so-called concept trailers. Titanic 2 Jack's Back got 53 million views before the original owner's video was blocked by 20th Century Fox. VGR, who prefers not to disclose his real name, creates the trailers for fun but was able to quit his job in 2015 to focus on YouTube, where he amassed 393 million views. His videos start with a central joke and use editing techniques and AI to tease a unique story. VG has imagined a Mission Impossible sequel in which Tom Cruise runs from New York to LA, while his most recent effort pictured Macaulay Culkin returning to his Home Alone house to confront his family about childhood abandonment.
I mean, pretty brilliant stuff. And
yeah,
this was, brought up in the chat by Bass here. It says, doesn't this fall under parody?
You would think.
Right. But what's happening is these studios, and this needs to be clear here, right? These studios are not filing copyright claim because a copyright claim is seen as bad form at this point, right? It's more, you have more negative press from people talking about it than the revenue that you would earn from it. But instead, they're going directly to YouTube and saying like, hey, we want the money from this. And YouTube is going, oh, okay. So I guess the bigger, like the argument from a studio perspective is you're using our IP, right?
Yeah, well, the thing is with that, they're not doing the copyright because it would behoove them to let all these fake deep fakes and AI exist because they're bringing traction to the movies. Like, oh man, I really want to see that movie now. Let me go, and they're gonna go and watch the movie. So it's like it's great PR for them. And bonus, they somehow are making the money from it too, which I think is pretty disingenuous because it's not exactly their stuff. It's someone else made it,
Well, this goes back, the parody aspect of this goes back to like Weird Al, right? Weird Al, when he makes parody of any sort of song, you don't have to, but he goes and he asks permission from these folks, and then he does some sort of like revenue split from it. And because you do have to pay the original songwriter, the original, I don't know the ins and outs of all that stuff, but money is exchanged hands. And I think in an instance like that, if it I'm okay with that. The idea of some sort of, I don't know. Am I? On the surface, I am, because about a decade ago, and there's multiple layers to this. Okay, so about a decade ago, Nintendo got in a lot of hot water because they were flagging all sorts of YouTubers who were playing their games because they're saying, "Hey, it's our IP, it's our games. Like you can't make content from our stuff." And that lasted about like a week because people were like, yo, Nintendo, what the fuck? And then they created this like partner program and blah, blah, blah. And that went like, it fizzled. That didn't sit well with me then, right? Just as well, like this doesn't sit well with me now. So, man, that's a really interesting conversation because I understand the business perspective, but from a creator perspective, it is transformative content. Like it's transformative content from another person's IP.
It's like fair use almost.
Well, fair use is when you are taking something, transforming it with some sort of commentary, right? Generally.
I mean, technically speaking, it is a form of commentary, right? If you're making it how you perceive it, there's a gray area, I guess, for that.
Wow. Okay.
There is actually more to this conversation in the article. So I can't find the specific paragraph that I pulled this from. But towards one of the end of the paragraphs, it says, it raises the questions about their willingness to take cash for content that exploits their IP and talent at a time when there's an existential crisis about how copyright collides with AI. The Actors Union SAG-AFTRA describes our revelation as a race to the bottom. So don't you find it a bit ironic how they're like, benefiting off of the deep fake and the AI. Meanwhile, all of SAG-AFTRA and their actors are like picketing against AI. Like, I just find it very, very like hypocritical, to say the least.
Man, that's tough. I don't have a whole lot of interest in hearing actors tell me how sad things are.
Oh no, I agree. It's just ironic. It's all from the same Hollywood.
Right. I care about the people hanging the lights and
the crew,
craft services and the crew and stuff like that. Like, those are the people that make the thing work. So yeah, man, that's a really interesting conversation. Obviously from a YouTube perspective, I will always go to bat for the creator who is transforming it and making something funny. Like we did Death Battle, right, over at Screw Attack, and now Death Battle, is kind of taking that brand and it's its own thing, and those guys are still doing that. But when we launched Death Battle, it was at a time where you're taking these IPs and you're pitting them against each other in like dream matchups, right? So you have Ryu versus Scorpion or whatever. So things you never see in real life. And I remember when we first launched that, there was pushback from some companies. Some game companies were like, "Yo, we don't want you to use that." Or we did get flagged, if memory serves correctly, from an IP holder who didn't want their IP in a video. But eventually, people warmed up to it. Now, there was an opportunity where Capcom was interested in sponsoring an episode of Death Battle, and they wanted Ryu to fight, but the stipulation was he can't lose and he can't die. And it's like, sorry. And we rejected that sponsorship to half court, right? So, I think, but I do think there will be a time where these movie studios actually do wisen up. And until there is pushback from these creators and they say, hey, like, you owe me $15,000 from the revenue of my
sounds like rev sharing from what I'm understanding. Like no copyright, but rev sharing.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is. Which we talked about YouTube's copyright system many, many times and how it is
shit.
Pretty fucking broken. So
fun fact, I've been going down a rabbit hole and I've been like memeing if Michael Bay made all the Harry Potter movies, and I would be editing the ending of each movie, putting Linkin Park and like cutting it with like directed by Michael Bay and everything, and it keeps getting copyright hit by Russia and Belarus, every single one of them. I'm like, damn it. So yeah, shout out Chester.
And Pod says, as far as fan made trailers go, you should check out Hurricane's work he did for Blizzard for their older expansions. He eventually was hired by Blizzard to do trailers for classic Wrath of the Lich King and Cataclysm. Thanks, Empaz. Appreciate that greatly. That's wonderful support. All right, let's go and keep moving on. That's a lot going on there. I like that. Let's talk about Looney Tunes, man. This is something we've been talking about. Well, we wanted to talk about a few times this week, and we never really got an opportunity to really dig into it. But we saw this about 10 days ago, 10, 12 days ago, 2 weeks ago, where the original Looney Tunes were no longer available on Macs. They all like just kind of disappeared. It's like, what the hell is going on? And
the original ones, basically.
Yes.
Apparently, from what I'm understanding, the newer stuff that's okay in PC, those are still around on Macs.
Right. Then we saw a few days later, about a week later, that it looked like Warner Brothers was looking to sell the Looney Tunes to some new owners, and that's kind of crazy when a giant brand like that, is gonna transfer. And I don't quite remember. Oh yeah, it was called Ketchup Entertainment. I don't even know who Ketchup Entertainment is, but if they're willing to throw that kind of money down for that, that's crazy. But then we have this come down yesterday, as Warner Brothers will destroy a single-story building where Looney Tunes was once housed.
Yeah, so it's basically a historical building if you think about it, because it's where it was originated, it's where it was worked on, and now the TLDR of it is that they're going to be scraping and like destroying this entire building to make room for new sets that are going to be filming in California. And I think that's very tragic because it's a historical. It's where history was made,
You think about Hollywood being like all glamorous, but the reality is that there's a lot of buildings, little dumpy buildings that look like this. You know? They're just like sweatshops of, okay, so should Warner Brothers do this? Should they honor their history?
I feel like they should be able to turn it into a museum. Because I don't know if you like ever been to any of the studio tours that WB has. They're fantastic, phenomenal. I've been to the one in Tokyo for the Harry Potter stuff, and it's amazing what Warner Brothers did there. I feel like they could do that with the Looney Tunes, clean it up, put it back to how it once was, have all this history. People will go to it. I mean, they do that for like in California. There's certain sets that you can go to from certain movies, like at this, like the studio tours. Just do it for Looney Tunes as well. It's right there. Make a shit ton of money off of that. I think a lot of people would be fascinated to see how the Looney Tunes came to be.
So small issue there, Blabs. They're not going to
cost lots of money.
No, they're not going to own Looney Tunes to be able to do a tour.
Well, if here's the thing, that is like a rumor. It's not even coming from Deadline. But it's certainly interesting because it's all happening in the last month, right? They remove it from Max. There's rumors of selling. Now you're destroying a historical building, so it could be real. But Warner Brothers, get your head out of your ass. That's really all I have to say. They're so stupid lately.
Looney Tunes in particular are pretty interesting because somehow, like, they're not a major player when it comes to the world of cartoons, right?
Well, they once were.
Right. They once were.
Mm-hmm.
But they've always been around just on the periphery to the point to where they're just relevant enough. And they just have enough nostalgia for people to go like, oh man, really? Right? Because think about like how Looney Tunes, when I was growing up, Looney Tunes weren't really a thing until Space Jam came out. Oh man, Space Jam, Michael Jordan, holy shit, right? But I didn't sit around watching Bugs Bunny and Elbow Frog.
I did.
Well, I watched the ones from the 50s and 60s, not the new ones that came out, right?
I've seen like both of them.
Right.
I even remember, because remember how like the WB used to have a store like at the malls you could just go. There was a WB store. There was a whole bunch of Looney Tunes stuff there. It was really, really big in the early 2000s. And in Japan, it's still really, really big, Looney Tunes. Like, I don't know if you've known this, but there's been a shit ton of crossovers with Looney Tunes. Well, they'll do like Looney Tunes meets Superman, Looney Tunes meets Harry Potter, because WB last year celebrated 100 years. And so obviously Looney Tunes was one of their biggest things back in the day. And so they did all these crossovers, and that kind of helped bring stuff back. Like if you go to Japan, there's a lot of merch and people are gaga for Looney Tunes over there still, even like Tom and Jerry and all that. So I feel like it's a here issue in America because they've removed it and they're like, it's not PC correct anymore. So parents aren't showing it to their kids. Right. That's how I see like the downfall of Looney Tunes. Like my mom, she's been buying all the DVDs for my nephew. And he's been loving them. He's 3, right? And he's just laughing at the TV, and he gets it. It's funny. So I don't know. Save the Looney Tunes, buy the DVDs. That's how I see it.
No, Looney Tunes, they're fucking hilarious. They really are. And the best cartoons are made for kids, but adults get them too, right? Yeah. So
don't forget the little inches. Is that what like Bugs Bunny was calling the Native Americans? One little inch into like, oh my god, it's hilarious, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
It cracks me up every time. The music, like it's comedy gold. The little 1, little 2, little 3, little inch and like, oh my god, I'll be canceled for saying that, but I don't care. It's hilarious.
You can't say engine.
Yeah, engine, whatever the word was. I freaking
Let's see if I can find that clip for you, Blabs. See if I can find it.
Netflix says, Blabs, the one thing that sucked is the WB store never had a Daffy shirt that said, "You're despicable." That's true. I remember like this giant tunnel in a WB store where like it was like lights and stuff. Like I could go in it. Like it was super kid friendly, really fun. Back in the day, they had all the cool shit. Even like the Disney stores are cool back in the day. And now it's all trash. So, yeah.
We got all sorts of footage on X of this stuff. Like, and I'm trying to pull something up because I know we're going to get flagged. But
the
yeah, we played it once, but yeah, I'm trying to find. That's okay. It was funny where he was just taking everybody out, shooting everybody.
Yeah, I love it. The music, like it's gold.
That was a cartoon called Horsehair. That's interesting. Oh, here you go. I got you, Blabs. You ready for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
One little, 2 little, 3 little engines. 4 little, 5 little, 6 little engines. Sorry, that one was a half-breed. 7 little, 8 little, 9 little engines. 10 little engine boys.
The music, it's just so good. Oh man, I love it all. It's just beautiful.
Get wrecked, idiots, dummies. Hey, John,
yeah, one of my favorites.
John came in with the 10, says, breaking news for Blabs. Marvel Rivals is adding a joke emote as a Venom twerking. Just letting you know, since she likes Venom ass. Have you seen that?
I do like big butts. I don't play Marvel Rivals. I've never played it. I don't even have it installed. So, yeah.
Have you seen Venom twerking?
No, I kind of think twerking is really stupid and very Fortnite-esque and a brain rot to be completely honest.
Yeah, you want to see some brain rot for you?
I guess.
Here is Venom twerking in Marvel Rivals here. Look at this.
Ah, that's awful. Ah.
You're right. It is. It's horrible. Oh my god.
No, thanks.
Did you ever want to see Venom doing that shit? Look at those art.
No. I'm good. Thank you. He does have a phenomenal butt if you go back to that one angle. Like, good for him, man. But yeah.
Good for him, man. And he just goes stabbing people in the, it's great. Nice.
Yeah, I've not played Marvel Rivals. It doesn't really appeal to me, but I'm glad people are having fun with it.
People having a good time. All right, another quick hit here. We have a date for the Legend of Zelda live action movie, which is coming out. It is going to be released in 2027, March 26th, 2027. It was announced yesterday, 2 years away. That's what they're saying. Premiere date roughly 2 years away. So,
starring Zendaya as Link.
Oh my god. Yep. So Shigeru Miyamoto and Avi Arad, chairman of Arad Productions, will serve as producers, and Wes Ball is serving as director. Nintendo and Sony Pictures are co-financing the movie, while Nintendo contributing more than 50% to the film. Sony Pictures will handle the theatrical distribution. So, my thing is that if Shigeru Miyamoto is attached to it, it will be good.
Hopefully.
That's my thoughts.
But there is the Sony aspect to it. You're like,
Shigeru Miyamoto will not let anything happen to his children. And
I hope so. Yeah.
Zelda,
hopefully he's still here because
Mario.
remember he is getting old. So
yeah, he is, but he looks great.
The Japanese aura, man. That mana.
Yeah, eating all that rice and fish. It's good for you. All right, let's go and finish up talking about Assassin's Creed. We've been talking about it all week. We had the big launch, and wouldn't you know it, according to Ubisoft, Assassin's Creed has officially surpassed 3 million players right there. So 3 million players for Assassin's Creed. Congratulations to those folks over there. There's obviously the question of players versus units. And that's kind of been the ongoing thing. We still don't have sales numbers, although Hypnotic came in and actually found some software sales numbers, not for the United States, but for Japan, courtesy of the magazine Famitsu. He says, here's the physical sales for the week, the release of Assassin's Creed Shadows in Japan, 17,701 for the PlayStation 5. Xbox, I'm sure, is way down, maybe double or triple digits. That number for digital. Xenoblade, almost 75,000, absolute destruction. Shadows can't even beat Monster Hunter's opening week, even though the game has been out for a little bit. So much for Japan. Loves Shadows. This game will probably fall off this list next week and the week after, I'd have to imagine. So you can see it right here. There's Shadows, 5th place, brand new, got crushed by 4 other games. Monster Hunter Wild, still killing it here. Almost got beat. I mean, maybe not almost got beat, but right behind it, Super Mario Jamboree, of all things.
Yeah.
So, shit, man.
I'm not surprised, to be honest, with Xenoblade and Monster Hunters. They didn't really have a chance. Assassin's Creed. They really didn't.
But there's more. Valiant Renegade brought this up, friend of the show, says the game has had 3 release dates. The first 2 were canceled 30 days or so beforehand. This created 3 marketing periods that loaded the box artificially compared to most previous releases. Ubisoft has still not disclosed copies sold. Players does not equal copies sold, as you can play the game for $17 for 30 days and then cancel. Same thing happened with Outlaws. Understand that this data is likely a lot of puff, as Ubisoft is set to spin off a new subsidiary in exchange for $1 billion from the CCP directed Tencent to pay off crushing debt loads the company has suffered thanks to several major game failures. In exchange, Tencent will take 25% in the new subsidiary, which will wholly own Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six, and all other major Ubisoft IPs, which Ubisoft is going to just shutter here very, very soon. The new subsidiary is, man, it's going to take over. But I think this is a really great point here. Obviously, a lot in here. The 3 marketing periods, the the copies sold. That's something we've talked about a lot.
And we don't even know like how many people are playing on Ubisoft Plus, is it called, right? Like their whole subscription service. We don't know any of these information there. So like we're just relying on Assassin's Creed to be honest with their numbers of 3 million players, and I don't believe them, to be honest. Why would I believe a big ass corporation?
Chat, what do you guys think? Do you think that they've sold, like when they say 3 million players, do you think they've sold 2 million copies? Have they sold 3 million copies? Have they sold 2.5 million copies? What does that mean? What does 3 million players actually mean?
And like how many stats can you find, right? So you can see Steam charts, and I feel like Steam charts isn't always accurate because I feel like you can opt out of there. Otherwise, like it's Steam tracking your stuff, and I feel like there's a way to be like, no, I'm not playing that. You can't see what I'm doing, right? So you can't see how many people are playing PlayStation. Can you? Can you see how many people are playing on the Xbox? Can you see how many people are playing on Ubisoft Plus or whichever,
Okay, so with Steam, there's Steam Tracker, right?
Yeah.
And we've seen this, and this may
Yeah, but can you opt out of like providing information is what I'm saying. Like, can you opt out and be like, I am private. You can't see that I'm playing any games. I'm offline type of deal. I wonder how that works because I've never been able to find the answer.
I'm sure you can, but I'm sure it's a pain in the ass to do.
Probably.
Now, with that said, can you see what PlayStation 5 and what Xbox, what they don't have those available, but a good tracking system is by going through the achievement numbers. There's achievement websites, and we used those before, right? So
again, though, like I'm saying, there's no real way to be able to see everything like factually, because again, we don't have the numbers from Ubisoft themselves.
Well, this is interesting, courtesy of the bustling video game journalist outlet, The Gamer.
Yes.
They released this. It's kind of a odd way to release this, odd time to release this, a few days after the launch of Assassin's Creed. Seems like a little bit of cope in a weird way. Assassin's Creed has always been bad.
Wow.
Kind of a weird article to write here, just lambasting it. So thank you, The Gamer, for your...
Who's the author? Kind of want to see what he's done previously. Imagine if last week he's like, I love Assassin's Creed.
There's Sam Hallahan right here.
Can we see like his work? If you scroll down, will it show all of his articles?
Well, I think it's important that you know, Blabs, before that.
He's he, him?
He, him. Yes, Sam.
I'm color me shocked.
Yes. Let's see.
Kingdom Come reviews.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed always been bad. Okay, so I don't see anything about him shilling for Assassin's Creed, so maybe he's honest there. Okay, he seems honest enough.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, you never know. I don't trust these guys as far as I can throw them, and I can't throw them very far with a busted ankle anymore. So I got to be able to push off the ground, right? So, but good for you, Sam, he, him, Hallahan, right there. But we also saw this person, Rhino, over here, kind of reposting things. Says Assassin's Creed Shadows has reached 3 million players in just 7 days from launch. So is this still a flop, YouTubers and social media crusaders, right? Kind of owning the chuds there, Rhino.
I mean, you can literally just look at it financially without actually player numbers. Just because you have a large player base doesn't mean like this is a great conversation to have. Like, what is a success? Is it financial? Is it like marketing success? Is it sequels, etc.? So
I can answer that. It's money.
Yeah.
Like you can have all the acclaim and the acclaimed success that we receive from journalists, but if people don't buy your game, who the hell cares, right? These are businesses. These are multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar businesses, hundreds of million dollars invested into these things. So at the end of the day, it comes down to money. But
I still see that, like, what is a success, right? Just because a game sells well, does it still mean it's a success for like the fans of a specific IP, kind of like that? I do like overall, obviously it's always going to be about the money, but I think there's multiple layers to what a success is.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was not a success to Japanese people. As Shohei Kondo came in, who has been pretty active about this, Japanese YouTuber, says, I have no idea who you are, but I'm sure you don't care about the Japanese voice. But this isn't about winning or losing. The fact is that this game and what Ubisoft has been doing are pretty disrespectful to Japan and will be remembered as one of the most racist video games. So,
damn.
there, yeah, for sure. But we talked about this briefly, and this happened yesterday during the show. Ubisoft is, creating this new subsidiary with Tencent, valued at $4.3 billion. That's nice. The Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six. It was interesting to see kind of the response to this. First and foremost, from the employees. This is the email that was sent out to the employees. Did you see this yesterday, Blabs?
I actually haven't seen any of this. I've been waiting to be surprised.
Okay. So here it is. This is courtesy of Tom Henderson over on X. Says, understandably, employees are now nervous. In a follow-up email, this the chief studios and portfolio officer said, "Hello, everyone. I wanted to follow up immediately with you all in Montreal, Quebec, whatever, all the locations, and after Eve's email regarding the new business unit that is being created. First and foremost, I want to emphasize that the agreement we announced is a powerful enabler and are excited and an exciting opportunity for Ubisoft. It will help us accelerate our evolution and improve how we make games with greater focus and agility. Tencent's investment is a strong statement to their trust in our ability to grow Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six. This is a direct result of the incredible work you've done in making these franchise iconic as a lead and major co-dev studio. I also want to be clear, if you're not currently working on these brands, it doesn't mean that your work matters less. Trophy generation. This agreement will benefit all of Ubisoft, giving us the means to spark more innovation and creativity across the brand. This marks the beginning of a new chapter, and you play a vital role in shaping it. In the coming weeks and months, we will work hard to build the best organizations possible for Ubisoft and our teams and for our players. Of course, this brings, and here it comes. Of course, this brings some uncertainty and questions. Right now, we may not have all the detailed answers, but we are committed to communicating to you with transparently and regularly. Supporting you through this transition is a top priority for your local and your global leadership teams. Don't hesitate to reach out to them and stay tuned locally. Usual and dedicated studio times will also be good forums to keep you updated and answer your questions. They're going to fire the shit out of a lot of people.
Yeah, this sounds like a lot of word salad corporate.
Yeah. 1,000%.
Good luck, everybody.
And we know it's uncertain times, but rest in peace, there, homies. Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be let go. And
I just want, speaking of letting go, I just want to check. Right now, we're at 1,200 for layoffs so far for 2025. And that I guarantee you, it's not including everything right now. So at least 1,200.
Okay. Well, what is the response to this? We've talked about Marek Tymiński several times. He is the dude who's the CEO of CI Games, the dude behind Lords of the Fallen. We reference him quite a bit. He's a pretty base dude. He said, Tencent is a great partner for Ubisoft. Their impact on culture may only be positive. No DEI written on their forehead. Refreshing. Okay. Yeah, we'll kind of see how that goes. We'll see how that looks like. The response to this, from a stock perspective, they've dropped today and dropped over throughout the week for Ubisoft. So it's not looking super great.
We should all buy stocks in Ubisoft.
Buy it all. But then we have this interesting tidbit, and this is kind of where I wanted to come together. Kirsha dropped this one, and I was like, thinks she's right. Hey, remember that Tencent director whose job is to assess companies for acquisition? They tried playing off as a wholesome Chungus small YouTuber at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
It's almost like there might be some sort of vested interest in making sure these companies tank their value. Remember this guy?
Yeah, Amir, the victimizer.
Yes, Amir, the small-time YouTuber who once again works at Tencent in their acquisitions, right? And coming over here, and he's talking about a year ago, talking about working with, talking about Ubisoft over here. So just kind of an interesting connection right there.
Yeah. Extra Zero's actually been saying this for the last year or so, that he says these are all being like undervalued and everything so they can be bought out. So all the value of all these companies are going to be absolute shit, from Ubisoft to Warner Brothers to everything, just so they can come in and buy everything out. That's what I think is really happening here.
We've talked about that several
Yep.
times on the show for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah. Good old extra zero over there. All right. Man, there's a lot going on. It's crazy. We didn't even get to like the Nintendo PlayStation prototype talk.
Oh, I thought you would really like that, so you should just do it as a quick hit. Go on.
Okay. All right. I've not read this, but I'm very intrigued by this. I love video game history. You guys know that. That's something I'm super passionate about. Ken Kutaragi apparently has a Nintendo PlayStation in his closet, which he's the PlayStation co-creator. And apparently we always thought there was one prototype of this. Apparently there's two prototypes of this. The PlayStation co-creator Ken Kutaragi still owns one of the fabled Nintendo PlayStation prototypes, and it has emerged. Photographer Julian Dominski met Kutaragi earlier this month and revealed that he has got his old Nintendo PlayStation, posting a series of photos on X showing in detail, which that is very, very cool to see. Now,
can you imagine just having this valuable item just chilling in your closet for the last 20 years?
Yeah, right. I never thought I'd see something so rare, but today I actually got to fondle a Nintendo PlayStation. The last one in existence was believed to have sold at auction for $300,000. Turns out the ex-CEO of Sony had one in his closet. Ken Kutaragi, top bloke. Here it is right here. And now this is a screenshot because the original post is no longer there. But
it's been deleted?
There it is right there, man. That is cool to see.
It is.
Fucking A, man. That is really, really cool.
I bet you there's more of them out there in existence.
Well, it said there's around 200 units that were made of the Nintendo PlayStation. The prototype console was created in the early 90s and planned a partnership between Sony and Nintendo. And once again, Nintendo backed out, so Sony went up and made the PlayStation.
Yep.
So that's literally was like we talk about the new series What If that we're doing. Like, what a great what if. What if the Nintendo PlayStation actually happened? How would that have changed the industry as a whole? Would Sony exist? Would Xbox exist? Would anything exist? Who would be the other, like would Apple be the next game company? Would the game industry be what it is? It's nuts, man. Nuts. So
I guarantee you, like, of those 200 that were made prototypes, a good chunk of them have ended up in the waste, right? They are trashed. It's very sad to see, but I guarantee you there's still a good chunk of them out there hiding, because you're going to hide that if you have that. You're not going to go and be like, I have one, because then you'll be like, someone will break into your house or whatever it is, But yeah, very cool.
You can see
I bet you Shamsa has one secretly, and she
Oh my God. Shamsa, good Lord, that'd be so great. You can see this is the one that he had in his closet on the left, and this is the one that was sold for $300,000. Look at how much better condition that is.
Yeah, the color, the PlayStation blue popping.
Yeah.
The yellow compared to the nice clean, because in the closet. I'm guessing the one on the right was in the sun and everything, and because that one was in the closet, it was away from sunlight. It was away from all the dust and everything. Perfectly preserved by accident, just chilling in the closet.
That's so good. I love it. And you can see like small little differences, like the text up here for eject. It's now on the button itself. I love that stuff. Oh my God. I would love to see that. Shamsa.
Oh, we can pull it back up. Even the bottom looks different too.
Kind of connections, I believe. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like down at the very bottom, there's multiple head jacks, and then there's only one, it looks like, on the right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Man. Love that. Oh my God. I'm freaking out over here. How cool
Have
is
you
that?
ever thought about investing and buying a random mass? If you ever found one?
$300,000 Nintendo
Yeah,
PlayStation?
would you ever do it? Would you ever invest in one just to have?
My
Your crutches says absolutely not. Don't spend any money. Whack.
Okay, I'm a firm believer. Like, I think that you could invest and turn this around and sell it for $500,000 later down the line, right? If you sold it. Now, there's truth in that. Man, I don't know. But the thing is, I don't know if I could buy a $300,000 piece of plastic. That's really what it is.
Investment, though.
I know. Like I said, I'm not a big. It's a shit ton of money, dude.
It is
a life-changing amount of money.
You could maybe flip it.
Yeah, I don't know. Would I do it? I'd be interested in exploring it, but I think I'd need a few investors to make that happen, because I don't have $300,000 just laying around.
And then what if you finally get it and you're like, I actually don't want to sell this. I have this now. It's mine. And you'd be like, my precious, like Gollum, and then you don't even sell it.
Don't you like put it in under like a lock and key, not just like in your closet. You put it under a lock and key, and then you put some light shining on it, and then every time you see it, it just goes, oh, you know,
like one of those nice glass cases and everything. Yeah.
Paladin's right. It's the gamble, not investment. Right. Yeah.
For something so rare like that, I think it actually is an investment.
I mean, there's only 200 of them ever made.
Yeah, and it's part of history that never really happened, you know?
Yeah. Okay. We have some super chats to get to. We want to say thank you for your support this week, and we want to invite you to head over to Side Strollers Plus right now. A quick reminder, next week is premiere week for you guys over on YouTube. We're going to be premiering 2 new series. The content schedule is going to change dramatically for us. We're going to be rating these 2 premieres. You can see right there, Blabs Versus is going to be premiering Tuesday at 2 o'clock. It'll be a live premiere. We'll be in the chat. And Nerd Duel will be Thursday at 2 o'clock. You'll be able to watch both these. You can watch Nerd Duel right now over at Side Scrollers Plus. So make sure you guys go over there and check that out. You can use promo code. Well, that's not it. You can use promo code DUEL to get a free month. Open up a new window right now and head over to Side Scrollers Plus. Use that promo code. We would greatly appreciate it. We'll love to see you guys over there because we're going to be making our way over there in just a second for our post show after we read your supers. So we are going to do a post show. Let's go. Oh, we got that awesome raid. Look at that raid over on Rumble. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. And Sun Life Care. Thank you so much for becoming a Plus member. Really appreciate that. I want to check our numbers real quick while Blabs, you give us some super chats real quick. Thank you so much, Sun Life Care. I want to see if we hit our goal today. Our goal today, once again, is a sweet 350. That would mean 4 of you come over. Let's see if we can get there. Go ahead, Blabs.
Okay, so some of my StreamYards is not clearing for me, so I'm hoping I get everybody. Bike Short says, I'm spring for ankle news. Mercenary says,
we are 2 away. 2. So let's go and get there. Let's have 2 new members hop in over there. Use that promo code. Join for free.
Why do you do 2 like that? That's so weird.
It used to be like this. Then I started doing this. So I don't know.
And you say I'm weird. Mercenary says, I have never seen Duck Hunt Montez. I can't find it.
It's there.
Mercenary also says, animals like cats taking over new casts. Funny. Mercenary also says, my dad's almost 80 and he refuses to fully retire.
Gotta work, man.
Yeah. Grateful Gamer says, Jubilee's boobs is pronounced similar to Ghibli. Jubilee's Ghibli. Gotcha. Thank you. Bike Short says, I have a coworker who's been working at my job since the 70s, and no, he hasn't been promoted. He smells like pickles and vinegar.
Gross.
Thank you for sharing. Mercenary says, talk to Tarot by Janine. She's scary with how accurate she is. She also used to be here on YouTube, but they kicked her off because she is pro-Trump. Taker says, who remembers crossing over with John Edward?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Montana says, please forgive how uncouth my last super was. Autism is real for me today. Love the show. Keep up the great stuff. Thank you very much.
All right.
CJ says, so I'm not going to do 10,000 hours of artistic practice to make a one-off meme that takes me 5 seconds.
Hey, see, there you go. It's just fun stuff.
Wizard Man says, solo leveling is amazing. Best new anime by far. John says, solo leveling mention for the win. Quick, Kangmin top 5 anime. Well, he's not here, so I'll give you mine. Apothecary Diaries, Demon Slayer, Frieren. What? Wait, did you say something?
Ultron.
Like Avengers? Ultron?
No, I'll show you Voltron during the post show.
And I can't really think of 2 others that are my top 5. I haven't really decided that far after that. Mercenary says, Miyakaze also kind of hates American culture. He really doesn't like us. Her USA. Thank you. Clanix says, it's just a filter. It'll be forgotten in a week. That's fair. Hypernaut says, AI makes people lazy. Mercenary says, I know people that are pro-AI and anti-human to extreme. Anti-human?
Wow. Weird.
Potato Radio says, when art is a banana duct taped to a wall and people like Kirsha who get ignored for years after commissioning a piece, that they should be worried.
Truth to that, there is.
Yeah, Jose, I should say. AI is doing farming, so we will lose that skill. Gear says, speaking of VAs, breaking news, woke Genshin Impact English voice actors are fighting against each other when Japanese Seiyu debuted as English AI not involved.
Okay.
I don't know that story, but thank you. SBZ says, AI arts are not art. Meanwhile, me who actually bought and likes Yusuke Simulator. Sticky Simmer is great. Wizard Man says, my father draws up building plans. He uses his life experiences and expertise to help him draw up plans. I don't see how AI can imitate that.
There are certainly things that AI cannot replicate.
Victus Omega says, AI isn't evil, but there are legitimate complaints like its carbon footprint they have and how unethical the training can be. Jimmy says, no one is asking Studio Ghibli to make AI animated movies. If a new studio comes along and makes AI movies, get over yourself. Thank you. Hypernaut says, my bad typo. Fix your foot. I hope your foot gets better, though. Ew.
What?
Wist says, AI is the worst it will ever be right now, and it's our job to use it right. The main benefit I see of AI is that it will enable people to work much faster than they do right now. I see a market for people using hand-drawn art to create custom AI art styles, much like fonts.
Why are people so weird about feet? Well, like what is like?
Are you going on Feet Finders or something? Is this your ad for it?
No, I don't like feet. I don't dislike feet. I don't understand why people are so weirded out by feet, and why I don't understand why people are so weirded out by feet. And I don't understand why people love feet. Like what is the deal with feet?
Should we do a foot roundtable and have these conversations?
No, but
we'll bring all the foot fetishes against all the feet haters on in a panel and be like, all right, talk it out.
Well, I mean, do you know why? Because you're like, ew.
Well,
so,
feet
like,
are just gross.
No, my feet are actually very nice. I don't have like gross ass feet. They're not all like
that's
weird.
Subjective.
Well, that's the thing though. Is like I've been told.
Beauty is in the eye of the beer holder.
I guess, but like what? Like feet are just feet. I don't really understand what the deal is with them. Like why some people like, oh yeah, and some people are like, yeah. Like I don't get it.
Anyway, we're gonna do a foot roundtable one day. I think it's gonna happen. We'll put the feet fetishes with the ones who hate the feet, and yeah, we'll let them talk it out and be like, fight to the death, and it'll be great.
Sounds good, Blabs. You schedule that.
All right, just give me the day you're free, it'll happen.
No, you can make that happen. Okay.
Okay. Spoon Ninja for one says, laugh my ass off. Ubisoft needs to get used to not owning their company. So poetic. Luigi says, I just want to say that I love you all, guys, making all the great content. Keep getting all those guests, great conversations, great shows. Have a great weekend. Hopefully, I'm still first. Thank you, Luigi.
Thank you.
On
Luigi,
March Madness by
that.
Monday. Thank you very much.
Right now, World of Gaming is actually in first place. Oh, and guess who's in second place, Blabs? Actually, no, I'm tied for first with March Madness. What's up? Let's go.
Maris says Ubi sold.
Right now, we have a 4-way tie. World of Gaming, me, Christian Rocker, and Luigi.
And then Mercy says, bring in Lumi. She hates feet. Perfect for this. Yes, she does hate feet. It's been established. We are all caught up right now.
Okay. Once again, we are heading over to Plus. Right now, we're going to finish up with some good conversation. If you guys haven't joined a post show, we would love for you guys to. It's real simple. We're going to leave a link for you guys on the Side Scrollers Plus post for today's episode, and you can literally call in. You don't need to have a camera ready or anything. You just call in. You can talk to us, but you got to be a Plus member. So head over there right now at Side Scrollers Plus. Join us over there. Use promo code Plus. Use promo code YouTube. Whatever you want. We got all the promo codes for you guys to join us. You can use Plus and get a discount on the annual. You can use promo code DUAL and get a free month on the month-to-month. We would love for you guys to join us. With that said, you guys hanging out over on Kick. Appreciate you guys popping in. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. You guys tuning in over on Rumble. You guys have a great day. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. And you guys hanging out over on YouTube. You guys have a great week and get outside, touch some grass. And remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Fatality. End stream. Boom. Check the